What's good, Wood Sports? What's good? How's it going, Wood Sports? How we doing? Wow, dude, just wow. I'm impressed that you know some things. I was wondering if you knew, like, actual logic, you know? I was wondering if you knew, what I think of, the Lions draft players, right? I was wondering if you ever thought maybe, just maybe I had some ideas, right? You know, maybe I'm tired of it, Maybe I'm just tired. Aren't you tired of it? I'm tired of it. That's personally me. I'm tired of it. Um, but I know how you guys function too. I listen to you sometimes. I know how you guys function. I listen just very good. I think like the only sports media person I've listened to is it's crazy, man. Is there one sports media person I've appreciated? That's the crazy part. And I understand it's hard to be a sports analyst, It really is. It's hard to be a sports analyst. It's hard to talk about what's good, what's not good. But I think you guys have to accept like just an idea, not many people would ever care that I like Jim Schwartz, like not people would ever care that I used to have kind of like a cornerback foundation for the Lions, Nobody knows like I was like an Evan Lawson fan and people were critical on Evan Lawson and honestly, it's just crazy, trying to think about the past because it doesn't matter. Like they say, what Cliff Averill was hard to let go. I was glad that on Twitter, Cliff Averill acknowledged how much us Lions cared. We did care, but he still, that's another thing too. That could be a troll, of course, also, right? Because it's interesting. You're talking about the Detroit Tigers. I understand. I really did. I liked Justin Verlander, but I didn't like his betrayal. I don't like betrayal. That's what I'm tired of in Detroit is betrayal. Betrayal is like it just keeps happening, and at some point we're gonna have to stop the betrayal. We're gonna have to find some way around it. But it's like it's crazy, dude. I love the Lions. My heart feels so good when I get to see a Lions game. Um, I like the learning. I like learning schemes. Used to play football. But I don't mind your challenge. I don't mind Pat McAfee's challenge. I definitely don't mind AJ Hawk's challenge. Actually, overall, AJ Hawk to me. As much as I don't like Green Bay Packers being a Lions fan, I do think that AJ Hawk tried his best with what he could do with his career, But I tried to be nice to Dan Orlovsky, but that's all Dan Orlovsky wants to do sometimes. Sometimes Dan Orlovsky is like, hey, at the end of the day, I just want to talk about ESPN. I don't want to remember that Lions fans gave me a chance, that Lions fans cared about me. I don't want to remember any of that. I don't want to remember how Lions fans remember Dan Orlovsky throwing a 90-yard touchdown to Calvin Johnson. Don't want to remember any of that. No. But dude, it's crazy too, because like you gotta okay, sports media, you gotta learn the jurisdiction that I'm in. You gotta learn the settlement, a bubble, like something creative can come out of your head out of nothing. Okay, so when people bring up 0-16, they always bring it up. They always bring up an 0-16 season, but when you look at the grand scheme of it, an 0-16 season is actually a pretty good idea. I mean, if NFL's getting competitive, you got to find some way to change it up. That's what I don't like. I don't like that every year you guys talk about that. Do you know what I mean? It's like, wow, what a great little topic you came up with. You didn't find any ideas. You're just like, oh, that's a good idea. And then there are Lion loyals that I know. I know some Lion loyals, and you would be surprised how nice of people they are. You'd be surprised how much of hard workers they are. I know like a Lion loyal that has a house. I know that she cares enough. She cares enough to try and get herself together, you know. So I would just like for you, okay? I would like for you to realize that this is going to happen. This is going to happen. I'm going to be a good Lions fan always. It's not changed. It's not changed for years. I know it's a crazy thing because I'm one of the best Lions fans. It's a really crazy thing. It's a thing that I would still stay after all these years, you know? It's hard when you like have to exercise, you know, and you have to pay attention to radio or you have to do other things. But, you know, like, trust me, it's tough, man. It's always tough. I mean, I always have Ravens fans around me, okay? I always have Steelers fans around me, all right? I always have like a genesis of around it because they know about my 2011 thing. I loved 2011, and I just pay attention to assets of a team. And how many times in a year have I told you about O linemen and why my drive is to draft O linemen? I was glad to get Gibbs. I was glad to get Gibbs because this draft was just different. So it was just kind of like a learning lesson of a draft. But you know, for O linemen, let me tell you why I'm always a stickler for O linemen. Okay, a stickler. Well, as the kids would say, right? As the kids would say, I'm a stickler. I don't know. I'm a jerk. I don't know. No, I'm not even a jerk or a stickler. I just know how to win a football game. I know how to build a tower. I know the assets of what's on a football field. I know trenches. I know what a defensive line is. I know what an offensive line is. I know what fullbacks are. I know what pass protection is. I mean, I'm a defensive tackle, you know. I have to have somewhat of an idea. I have to have an idea of where a running back wants to go into a gap trap, you know. Like, dude, it's crazy. It's crazy, dude. Like, can you imagine being a Lions fan and you're like seeing these terrible games? Like, we're going to start the season off this year against Kansas City, against the Lions. And you guys actually want to hear a real perspective from a Lions fan, how like Kerryon Johnson was down? Like, come on. Do you think we're just like, okay, yeah, let's just let that slide? Even though a ton of other running backs have done worse than what Kerryon did. But, you know, let's not talk about that, right? Let's not talk about that. Let's just talk about Patrick Mahomes, right? Patrick Mahomes. Let's talk about Matthew Stafford drinking beer, okay? How about that? We never talk about that. But, do you know what I'm saying? Like we pay attention to photos. Well, I mean, shoot, what do we got? We got to try and think that we're going in some direction, you know? Like, you got to remember at one time we had the best linebacker in NFL history, DeAndre Levy. In NFL history. So it's just like, wow. Gee, I don't know what we gotta do sometimes, you know? Sometimes I'm like, I just don't want you to bring up an article that you keep bringing up again and again. You're so repetitive. You're so boring. You really are. You're boring. I love saying that you're boring because try and challenge me. Try and think of something different. You know, Stephen A. Smith's kind of caught on. He's kind of caught on a little bit, okay? When it comes to like an NFL team in general, when I'm looking at them, okay, I'm looking at what I'm not doing. I really am. I told you, I'm looking at Carolina Panthers. I'm looking at a ton of teams. Looking at Saints. I'm looking at Patriots. I'm looking at, gosh dang it, I am looking even at the Raiders because you'd be surprised that the Raiders might have something that you don't think. I look at different things, you know, like I know an atmosphere. I know, like, the game of the sport, how tough it is when you're on a football field. I know that you have to have some kind of direction or your line can't mess up, you know. But it's just a fun thing. It's fun. It's fun because it's like, wow, okay. It's the admiration that they had Theo Riddick, okay? Yeah, Theo Riddick was so awesome. It's the admiration. There is potential. but it's all filtered with a bunch of crap, dude. And it's crap and crap. And it's like, gosh dang it, dude. Gosh dang it, dude. I just want one good thing. You could say one good thing and it'd be fine. It'd just be a little bit fine. But it's kind of like, okay, it's like, come on, man. Philadelphia Eagles. You really gonna talk about Philadelphia Eagles for 4 hours? You're really gonna talk about like, oh my gosh, dude. Like when you're talking about teams, like I don't even want to talk about all the generic teams that you guys talk about. I really don't. Like that'd be like me how you talk about the Chargers, you know? Oh, and I love the Chargers install too, by the way, if you want to know. I do. I love it. It's just a typical Charger thing, you know. But in the grand scheme, maybe in our schedule, we just don't care about the Chargers, you know. Like I wouldn't even mind that either if it comes down to the schedule, we just don't care about them. Because, I mean, honestly, it's like if we can get into the playoffs, that's fine. I really don't care about this quarterback that they got. I don't care that he's like a little poster boy. Do you know why he hates me? He hates me because he's a little poster boy of Matthew Stafford, and he hates the idea that something could happen, like because you know, like there could be some kind of prepare for him, which is cool because Dan Campbell. What surprises me is he's trying to do something. Okay, he's trying. So if it comes down to him, like he could find a mold. He can find a mold to stop this silly quarterback stuff that happens. But you know, it's like he's completely different. Like I like the way he approaches it. The way he approaches it, he's trying to correct it. It's been really hard to correct. Come on, like we got dealt with Matt Patricia, and I don't think Matt Patricia is terrible, but we got dealt with Patricia, and Patricia he had he had some decent defensive scheme ideas, but other than that, he just was struggling. It was just his first time kind of. But I just don't even like it. If you ask me, I don't like it when the Lions fans talk about just Jim Caldwell. They don't talk about Jim Schwartz. But they just go and they talk about Jim Caldwell. And I do think Jim Caldwell was good sometimes because, I mean, he's just been a former good coach with the Indianapolis Colts. But I mean, overall, Jim Schwartz was just a gem. And then, we had to get over the fact. And, isn't that kind of sad to get over the fact? And then we're trading Matthew Stafford away because Matthew Stafford doesn't want to even do anything. And then we're going to watch him. There's Little Caesars pizza commercials. You know what I'm saying? Little Caesars. And I just don't care about his pity start. I did appreciate when I did talk to Matthew Stafford. But what I don't appreciate is he had a chance to stay on the team. Okay, so there is a chance to stay on the team. But when it came down to him wanting to stay on the team, he just didn't want to stay on the team, which is you guys got to get used to. I'm going to make sure we change. I'm going to make sure we don't do the same thing and make sure we don't keep these players, I'm going to find some loophole around it. But it's that's what makes a Lions fan crazy, dude. Is you're asking what makes us actually crazy. What makes us crazy is hello, some of us are real Lions fans, and some of us do care, and some of us do see some assets, and we see I'm trying to even believe that Barnes is gonna do what I want him to do, but and Barnes did last year. He did some things that were unnoticeable, but I hope he gets it together. I hope he just gets it together. But you can't really gamble on it so much, okay? But he should get it together. I mean, Tracy Walker should get him together,